Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today I'm going to try to show y'all how to make French bread using a stand mixer and your hands. So what you're going to need for this recipe is 3.5 cups of bread flour. Is preferable. If you don't have bread flour, you can use all-purpose, but bread flour is the preference. 3.5 cups. You need 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You need 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine, and then you need 9.5 ounces of water, and you need 1 packet of yeast, which is equivalent to about 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Then you'll need a bowl that you have put some like olive oil or canola oil in it and spread it all around. That's where you're going to let your dough rise. And as you can see, I already have put my oil in there. Okay. And then you'll need extra flour to sprinkle on your surface when you're ready to knead out the part where you need it. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do is put your flour into your stand mixer. As so. Then take your sugar and put it in there. Take your salt and put it to one side. Then take your butter, put it in. Then put your yeast in on the opposite side from where you put your salt. Lock it down and then put your water in. I like to do a little bit at a time. Start it getting mixed together. And add a little bit more water. Start to make your dough. This is going to mix it good for you. It's going to start forming a dough ball. Once it gets all mixed together into your dough ball, take it out. And of course, with your stand mixer, you're going to use the dough hook. Okay? Then you have your dough ball. Sprinkle a little bit of flour, not a lot, just a little bit, on your counter. You don't want a whole lot, you just want a little bit. Then, take your dough mixture, turn it out, and then you're going to start mixing it by hand. You want to get it mixed good so that your dough mixture will start forming a gluten and get stretchy. The gluten will start stretching the gluten fibers. All right. And you're going to knead it like this for about 5 to 10 minutes until it's nice and stretchy. And they like to smack it like this whenever they do it to help stretch those fibers. And at first when you start doing your dough, it's gonna still feel kind of a little grainy when you first take it out of the mixer. But the more that you knead it and stretch those gluten fibers, the smoother that it will get. So I'm going to finish kneading this and then we'll come back to show you what the next step is. All right, we kneaded the dough I kneaded the dough for about 5-7 minutes, something like that. It's nice and smooth and stretchy. So I just made it into my dough ball. I'm going to put it in this oil and I'm going to flip it once, like that, so that both sides are covered. Then I'm going to take a tea towel. I'm going to cover it. I might put some cling wrap on it instead this time. Hold on, guys. I'm going to put some cling wrap on it this time. Over the top. This cling wrap, just plastic wrap, and then you set it in a warm place and let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. You want it to double in size. So we're gonna let it rise and we'll be back afterwards and let y'all see it. Hey y'all, it's been about 45 minutes and my dough is done rising. As you can see, it's about double in size from what it was when I put it into rise. So now I'm gonna take it, pull it out of here, put it here. We're gonna knead it a little bit. And then we're gonna roll it. So roll it out. Then what you want to do, make sure you got it all even. You can roll it some more so the edges aren't too poofy. Then you're going to take it and you're going to roll it up. Like so. Take your edge and put it together. And then tuck your ends. Make it nice and smooth. Like so. Then, while I was waiting on it to rise, I prepared a cookie sheet. I put foil over it, spray it with nonstick spray, and then you sprinkle just a little bit of cornmeal on there. And then take your dough, do it at an angle so that it has more room to grow. And you're gonna lay it seam side down on the cornmeal. Then, this time, you do take a tea towel and you cover it like so, and put it back in to rise for another 45 minutes. So when it comes out from that rise, what we're going to do is we're going to brush it with a mixture of 1 egg white with 1 tablespoon of cold water mixed together. And then you just brush it over the top. Then you'll take a sharp knife and you'll make like 5 or 6 diagonal slashes across the top. Then you'll bake it. So whenever we're done rising the second time, we'll come back and show you that step, and then we'll put it in the bake. Hey y'all, we're back, and our loaf is done rising. As you can see, it doubled in size, so it's going to be a really big loaf of French bread. So the next step is I have my oven preheating up to 375, and then I'm going to take my egg white and water mixture and a little brush. If you don't have a brush, you can use your fingers. You just need to be real careful. And then you're just going to brush it all on the outside of the bread. Carefully, you don't want to make it shrink. Just brush it on everywhere. Then take a sharp knife and make several little cuts across the top carefully, because you don't want to shrink your bread. So I made my little cuts. Now, once the oven is done preheating, you put it in there and then you bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes. And it'll be a nice golden brown, and it will swell up just a little bit more than what it is now. And then you let it cool, and then you slice it and enjoy it with a little bit of butter. It'll be good. So once my oven's preheated, we'll stick it in there and we'll be back. Once it's done baking, we'll let y'all see it. Alright y'all, we let our bread cool for a few minutes, and now we're going to slice into it and butter it and see how it is. Look at that. Well done. Perfect. Tender on the inside and crusty on the outside, just like you want it. Now we're gonna put some butter on it. And then give it a taste test. Chewy on the outside, tender on the inside. Perfect. So, now y'all know how to make homemade French bread using a stand mixer and by hand, and baking it and rising it and letting us see how it comes out. Turns out really, really good. So if y'all like my video on making homemade French bread, look how pretty that is. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others. We'll see y'all next time in Nini's Texas Kitchen.